Now, I bet this is something that you've never heard before. When horrible turns to bad, it seems good. I go into this video. What I'm hoping that you'll get out of it is that you'll see why sometimes you continue on with a behavior or a relationship or a lifestyle that isn't really what you want, but you don't change it. And that's because you can't quite put your finger on it. It seems fine, but that's only because things have changed. They're still not good, but they seem so much better that you don't recognize it. And I go into that in this video. It's also a part of my course, Tidy Tutor University. This is part of my last section of that course. Now, if you followed me, then you know that I have like 400 videos on YouTube, and each one of them seems like it has so much help in it. So many people say to me, Kathy, why should I join your course when you give so much away free? And it's because it's only the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more that we need to do together. And I think maybe you'll see part of that in this video. And my hope is that you will sign up for Tidy Tutor University. You can click here and just find out more. You can go into the description box or write the link right here on this page and find out more about TTU. There's no risk in that. So I hope you like the video. Thanks for being in my world.
By now you have seen a lot of change, and we're not finished yet. Now, there's something that I want to remind you about, all right? When you first get started and then you progress, even though you aren't doing everything, and maybe even you're leaving out a lot of things, like maybe by now you still haven't even gotten your binder together, but you are seeing a great amount of change. That is typical. What happens is when things are very bad and then they get better, they seem good. But what's going to happen? After a little while, it's not going to feel very good anymore. And you're going to be wondering, what's going on? And what's going on is you didn't implement the whole system. You left a lot of things out and thought that it didn't matter because as you were going along, it felt so good that you thought it wouldn't matter. But I'm telling you that that's why, if that's what's happening to you right now, that's why it's happening. Because it felt like it was so good. You see so much change just by implementing some of the things that we have. Even if you only implemented some things in session 1 and then just kind of skimmed over session 2 and 3, you still will see a huge change and be so happy. But without implementing everything in the system, it's only a matter of time before you say to yourself, what's going on? This isn't so great. And that's because bad, that was horrible, seems good. Okay, the thing that I want to talk about in this video is that bad seems good when things were horrible. Let me explain. When you first got started in TTU, you did it because you were desperate. You couldn't stand it anymore. You hit bottom. So you jumped in with both feet, you trusted somebody you didn't know from the internet, and you ordered a course. You started it with determination, and you liked what you heard, so you kept going. But this is what happens. I'm giving you some 20/20 here, okay? Some hindsight. What happens is you see a lot of results really quickly. When you implement the course and you begin to do the assignments, you see wonderful things happen. But this is the thing. When things were really, really bad, you think they're really, really good when they're really not yet. And what happens there is it gives you a false sense of accomplishment and you begin to slack. Now, we don't want that to happen. So I'm telling you ahead of time that this is what happens. So while you're doing the course and you start to say to yourself, oh, I don't have to do that anymore, or I could do that tomorrow, or you know what, things weren't all so bad. Remember this video and what I'm telling you right now and say, oh no, I'm not going to go there. I talk about being your own mommy quite often in the course, and you're going to have to be your own mommy when this happens. You're going to have a time, like I said, when you say, everything's all right. That's fine. I don't have to do that today. I can skip that this week. When that happens, remember what I'm saying now and be your own mommy. Call the mommy in you up and talk to the little girl in you and say, no, no, no. You can and you will do this. I want you to remember why you started when you started. I'm going to constantly be reminding you that you need to remind yourself how bad it really was and how much you wanted change. When you could keep that alive in you, you'll remember to stick to the program and to keep your promise to yourself that this time you are going to be organized. Remember, we are working against many years of habits, many years of doing things a certain way. This is going to take commitment from you. And as your body sees the results, because it's our body that wants the ice cream. It's our body that wants to sit on the couch. It's our body that wants to do nothing because it's lazy. But our spirit, that's a whole different story. And when your body sees how wonderful it is to obey your spirit and how great it is to wake up in a clean bedroom and just grab a towel and get your socks from the drawer when you need them and go in the kitchen and get the mug all nice and clean and start your coffee with a nice clean coffee pot and then sit down in a nice clean kitchen, your body will stop revolting against you. You got to give it some time though. It's been working a certain way for a long time and it's comfortable there. So remember, bad seems good when it was horrible. And you will decide that you don't really have to stick to the program when things are starting to look good. So remember this video. When that happens, call your mommy in and keep going. Okay? So take it easy on yourself, all right? It doesn't matter all that much. You've gone through the class. Maybe you didn't implement everything, but you can go back and you can implement it now, okay? There's nothing from stopping you from putting together a binder if you haven't done it yet. There's nothing wrong with really going through the dejunking portion and saying, all right, I'm going to get the boxes, I'm going to get the recycling container, I'm going to get the shoe box, I'm going to get the little jar, I'm going to get the little pad, all of the things that I need to dejunk, I'm going to do it now, okay? We want to be successful at this. And if you listened to my introduction video, then you know that every single thing is important and there is no fluff in this course. If you haven't listened to it, then go to my introduction video, okay? It's right on the home page of Tidy Tutor University for you to be able to watch, all right? You really get the impact of how important it is to take every single session and that each one does build on the next. And it is important. Everything is important. And I go into all of that in that video. Please watch it if you haven't. Okay? All right, so that was all of that I wanted to say. And now I'm going to go on to talk about our habits.